How did people communicate before phones were invented? Long before smartphones, long before landlines buzzed in kitchen corners, people spoke to one another through ink and paper. Messengers, lantern signals, and sheer faith. In the quiet village of Maheli, nestled between wheat fields and whispering woods, lived two young souls, Arav and Mira, whose entire bond bloomed without a single spoken word across distance. They met during spring fairs. He was a woodworker's apprentice. She, a schoolteacher's daughter who loved poetry. They exchanged glances over pottery stalls and jasmine garlands. But when Mira's family had to move to a neighboring village, 40 kilometers away, their young connection was cut, or so it seemed. Arav was no poet, but he could carve words out of silence. 1 week after Mira's departure, a letter arrived at her doorstep, tucked inside a hollow piece of wood. It was delivered by Kishan, the milkman's cousin, who happened to deliver supplies to Mira's new village every fortnight. Inside the wooden casing was a handwritten note. Under the old oak tree by the pond, I've carved our meeting date. Let it be our mailbox, if you will. Mira's heart skipped. The oak tree, it stood at the very edge of Maheli, a place they once sat beneath, sharing gooseberry candies and stories of the sky. So it began. Every few weeks, Mira would send a note folded carefully, placed in a small tin box, and passed along through traveling merchants, farmers, or even children who rode between villages. The final leg of each delivery ended at that oak tree, where a tiny compartment hidden behind loose bark became their secret mailbox. Their letters held everything, not just affection, but questions, riddles, poems, and reflections on life. Arav would write about the sound of rain on wood. Mira wrote about the books she read by lantern light. Their handwriting grew more confident, and so did their love. There were delays. Once during monsoon floods, a letter arrived 2 months late. Another time, a shepherd boy misplaced Mira's reply. But the next message always came, and with it, reassurance. Villagers soon caught on, not to the romance, but to the system. Others began leaving notes at the oak tree. A lost brother found his family through a message carved in a branch. A traveling doctor received recipes from his mother using this tree route. The oak had become the heart of unseen conversations. Years later, when the first telephone lines came to Maheli, the oak tree stood untouched. By then, Arav and Mira were married. They kept every single letter in a wooden chest. They still visited the tree, not to send messages, but to remember the time when love, patience, and ink were enough. And in a world now full of ringing phones and instant messages, the villagers still tell the story of the letters beneath the oak and the couple who proved that distance is only a matter of time, not feeling.